But the really cool thing is that if you qualify for this exemption, they're going to knock down your assessed value by $150,000. So that's pretty cool. So just about every day, my partners and I will meet with folks to talk with them about their property's value. And eventually we will come around to property taxes. It's at this point that we'll go to the Fairbanks North Star Borough Property Database and pull up what we can about the property. And you'd be amazed how many times we go and look at the assessed value and realize that most property owners are not taking advantage of the tax exemptions that the borough offers. It's crazy because when we say, hey, are you aware that you're leaving all this money on the table? Folks will look at us and say, well, no, because when I bought my home, my realtor told me to just throw away anything that I get from the Fairbanks North Star Borough, because if I tell them how much I bought my home for, then they're going to raise my assessed value and I'm going to pay so much more in taxes. I mean, there's a little bit of truth to that, but for the most part, you need to read the mail that you get from the borough. And if you pay attention to what we're going to talk about here shortly, we could probably save you a little bit of money. So stay tuned. Hey everyone, it's Justin Hemminger with Apex Realty Group at Real Broker here in Fairbanks, and we've been helping folks buy and sell real estate for over 10 years. So if you have any questions about buying and selling, you can reach out to us on our website. You can call us at 907-885-0316. That'll connect you directly to me. And you can also send us an email. It's down in the description. So let's get started. So number one on our list is the one that most homeowners will qualify for, and it's the residential homeowner property tax exemption. And it's basically a gimme. To qualify, you just need to own your home on January 1st, 2023. If you did, they're going to knock $50,000 off your assessed value. So if the borough assessed your home at $300,000, hypothetically, they're going to take that assessed value down to $250,000. So that means that you're going to get taxed at $250,000 as opposed to $300,000. While that might not seem like much, some of the numbers that we're going to go over in a second are going to show you how much money you're actually going to save, according to these examples. Let's consider a home in the city of North Pole, just for example. A mill rate for the city of North Pole is about 17.882. So with that mill rate of 17.882, if we applied that to our $300,000 home, that would give us a property tax value of $5,364.60. That's at $300,000. But if we use that $50,000 exemption, that knocks us down to that $250,000. So if we do that same math, use that mill rate at $250,000, it takes our property tax value, or that we owe the borough, down to $4,470.50. So it's a savings of just about $1,000 a year. I don't know about you, I could use an extra $1,000 a year. So you're welcome. The thing is that not only is that a savings of $1,000 a year, that's $1,000 a year every year that you own that house. So if you own that house for about 3 years, and if you weren't taking advantage of this tax exemption, if you turn around and sell that house in 3 years, you will have saved $3,000 in just taking advantage of this one tax exemption. So to apply for this tax exemption, you already should have received a mailer in the mail. Here's an example of what it's going to look like. Down in the lower left-hand corner, you should be able to see a box that should be empty. If that box is empty, then you are not going to be receiving that tax exemption unless you apply for it. To apply for it, you just need to sign and date that form at the bottom part, the mailer form, and return it back to the borough before March 31st. That's it. And then boom, $50,000 is coming off your assessed value. Easy peasy. Number two, the senior citizen property tax exemption. So in order to qualify for the senior citizen property tax exemption, you need to be at least 65 years or older and living in your home prior to January 1st, 2023. You'll need to provide proof of eligibility in the form of either a passport, state-issued ID, driver's license, birth certificate showing that you were born 65 plus years ago, to the assessing office at the borough. And I'll drop the address below, and I'll also put it in the description just so it's available for you. But the really cool thing is that if you qualify for this exemption, they're going to knock down your assessed value by $150,000. So that's pretty cool. You also have to have lived in the state. You have to be a resident of the state for at least 185 days, or showing that you've been in the state for 185 days. A widow or widower can also qualify for this property tax exemption, provided that they meet all the other qualifications and eligibility. as long as they are at least 60 years of age and were living in the home by January 1st, 2023. Number 3, the Disabled Veteran Property Tax Exemption. So in order to qualify for the Disabled Veteran Property Tax Exemption, you have to have a VA disability rating of at least 50%. You have to have lived in the home since January 1st, 2023, and you have to have been in the state or a resident of the state for at least 185 days. You can provide proof of eligibility with a driver's license, passport, the same things that you would use to show proof of residency. With the Disabled Veteran Property Tax Exemption, they will reduce your assessed value by $150,000, which is fantastic. Now, a widow or widower of a disabled veteran can also qualify for this property tax exemption, provided that they meet all of the other qualifications and they're at least 60 years of age, according to the borough. It may be worth giving them a call to discuss that with them, though. Oh, before I forget, we just put up a brand new relocation guide, so if you want a copy of that, drop it in the comments below and we'll get one to you. Number 4, the Irving Hernandez property tax exemption. All right, in order to qualify for this one, and this one's a full property tax exemption, they're gonna completely get rid of all your property taxes. I'm gonna read this directly from what the borough says because there are a lot of check marks on it, and I wanna be sure that I'm getting all of them for you. You must be an unmarried surviving spouse of a member of the Armed Forces of the U.S. injured serving on active duty while eligible for hostile fire or imminent danger pay, who died because of the injury or complications related to the injury or its treatment. You have to be a resident of Alaska and have been in the state for at least 185 days, just like some of the other ones. And you have to have been in the property since January 1st, 2023. With all of these that we've discussed, you have to also, I just want to make sure that this is clear, you have to also be the sole owner of the property. So you can't own the property through an LLC or any other like corporations or anything too. So that's one thing you need to be sure of. Number 5, other property tax exemptions. There are a bunch of other property tax exemptions that you can qualify for too, that the borough is not super clear of when it comes to their mailers and their, what they have on the website. The list that they've got is as follows. They've got property taxes or property tax exemptions for farm use, for fire prevention, disaster relief, volunteer EMS and firefighters. If you fall within one of those categories and think you may qualify for a property tax exemption, absolutely give the borough a call. Their phone number is 907-459-1429. By all means, please don't leave money on the table. The borough is offering these tax exemptions for you, so you should definitely take advantage of them. I know that one was a long one, but if you stuck it out, then it should save you a pile of money. One thing that I didn't mention at the start of this is that a lot of these you can stack up too. So if you happen to be a disabled veteran that has a 50% VA disability rating and you're living in your home, then you're technically qualifying for a $200,000 assessed value reduction. Take advantage of these, get some of your property taxes reduced and, save a little bit of money while you're here. If we can help you out in the future, please let us know. Give us a call, 907-885-0316. Have a great day.